Alright guys, in today's video we have some exciting new details and information to go over for possibly the biggest PlayStation 5 exclusive game that was revealed so far, that being Horizon 2 Forbidden West. Guerrilla Games recently gave us a little bit of a glimpse as to what we can expect with this title, how much bigger it's going to be, how they're taking advantage of the PlayStation 5 hardware, and they also gave us a release window, which is extremely exciting. So I think it's nice to be getting some details and information like this so soon after the reveal of the game. So this is what we're going to be going over in today's video. If you could do me a favor, if you are excited for this game or if you just want to help the video out, make sure you leave it a like and make sure you hit the subscribe button as well so you can stay up to date with this game as well as general PlayStation information. But getting into it, it says Horizon Forbidden West will have virtually no loading screens and the developers are targeting a 2021 release. In a short developer video, Guerrilla Games discusses Horizon Forbidden West and what to expect when you get your hands on the game. According to the video, the area in the game is a mysterious new frontier that stretches from Utah in the US all the way to the Pacific Ocean on the west coast. Guerrilla wanted to make the world more beautiful and vibrant, and thanks to the SSD on the PS5, there will be virtually no loading screens. So when you open up the map to fast travel from one end to the other, it's going to be pretty instantaneous. Restarting from a checkpoint will also be super fast, and when you boot up the game, you will be right there in the action. Now, just to highlight this part for a second, it sounds like this is Guerrilla Games, their way of letting us know how they're trying to take full advantage of the PlayStation 5's hardware, more specifically the SSD and all the things they listed here. Sounds like it's not possible on the PS4, and I think it's going to be awesome. I mean, these are quality of life improvements here, especially when it comes to the checkpoint thing. That is something I think a lot of people will appreciate, because if you're having a struggle at a certain part in the game, one of the most annoying things you can experience is constantly having to see the same loading screen. Even if it is just 15 seconds or something, that does add up when you are struggling in a certain area, and that can be extremely annoying. But the fast travel sounds awesome as well. And it sounds like they're also making it seem as though the second you click on the game to play it, you can literally just be instantaneously there in the action. You don't have to wait. I think that's a big thing as well that people need to pay attention to, because when it comes to these big open world games, load times can get a little bit ridiculous. So that's awesome to hear. But it goes on to say here, the map this time out is a bit bigger and will feature lakes and rivers that players can swim in. There will also be dozens of new machines to encounter as you explore. Each will need to be scanned and studied in order to fight them effectively. Now, this sounds pretty awesome to me as well. It sounds like they're really putting a huge emphasis on the exploration factor in this game. This is something that, when watching the trailer, I think was made pretty clear. But not only is the world itself going to be bigger, it's not just going to be the size of the world, it's the depth of it as well. And I like to hear this. Sounds like being able to discover lakes and rivers and explore them underneath is going to lead to a lot of, just really cool different gameplay stuff that really wasn't there in the first game. So that sounds awesome. And as I think this is similar to the first game, you're going to have to study all of the different machines to learn their weak points and fight them. So that's still going to be there. Goes on to say you will also come into contact with new tribes, some of which are peaceful and others not so much. One of the not so friendly tribes has discovered knowledge on how to override the machines in order to use them as beasts of war in combat. So that also sounds pretty awesome to me. Sounds like there's going to be an even bigger emphasis on just how powerful some of these enemy tribes can be. We kind of saw that towards the end of the trailer, and it looks pretty awesome. Another challenge is a red blight affecting the land, which is choking the plants, animals, and starving the tribes. The weather is apparently also out of whack, forming supercell storms, flooding the prairies and the fields. And so as Aloy, you will go to great lengths to save the world. And so it sounds like there's going to be a lot of different stuff going on in this game, and it sounds like it's going to make for a really interesting story. But I think this all sounds pretty awesome, guys. I was already extremely excited for this game, but hearing these new details, hearing this information, at this point, I am ready to see some gameplay. Now, something that a lot of people, I think, are wondering, or at least I've seen some people asking this, will we be able to fly some of these machines in this game, like to kind of fly across the game world? We haven't seen that yet, but I'm almost positive we will be able to. However, I think Guerrilla Games and Sony are waiting to reveal that during their first big proper gameplay showcase, because they know when they do, not only is it going to look awesome, but it's going to be surprising and it's going to leave people talking about the game, and I think it's just going to make for a good standout feature that they're going to highlight. So I would anticipate that, but all of this sounds awesome to me, guys, and as it says here, they are aiming for a 2021 release date. Now, this is pretty significant because some people were maybe anticipating that this was going to be a launch title day and date with the PS5. However, I did talk about this recently during the latest episode of Press X podcast. I would not expect that. I did not expect that. It seems like I was correct in not expecting that, because this is a much bigger title for Sony, and I think they want to release it at a time where, you know, they're not relying on initial sales. In other words, once the PS5 begins to slow down a little bit when it comes to sales, that's when they're going to want to release a big, massive game like Horizon Forbidden West, because not only is this game going to sell millions of copies, but it's going to move millions of PlayStation 5 units as well. So I could see it maybe being the first half of 2021. However, I think it's more likely to be the second half of 2021. In fact, if I had to make my guess here, I'm going to say it's going to be the big holiday 2021 title, because it's just that big of a game, and I think, you know, Sony wants to sell the most amount of PS5s holiday during the holiday season, so it's already going to sell a lot of units during this holiday based off of initial sales and people who were day one buyers and excited for it, enthusiasts. But in order to maximize sales potential for the PS5, having this game as their big holiday 2021 title makes a lot of sense to me. I also want to point out that they said they're aiming for a 2021 release date. Now, I don't want to say that that is implying it could get moved out of 2021. Obviously, anything is possible, but they've been working on this game for quite some time, so I am anticipating that it will actually come out next year, and it's not going to be delayed, you know, into 2022 or something like that. And so, yeah, guys, there is your new information regarding Horizon Forbidden West. That's pretty much going to do it for the video. So at this point, I'm going to ask you to let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. How excited are you for this game? Is it a day one buy for you? And if you had to guess when this game is going to release, which month do you think it'll come out? Which half of the year in 2021 do you think it'll come out? Let me know down below. Again, leave the video a like if you did enjoy it or found it informative. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already. Hit the bell notification icon so you never miss an upload, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.